Oh, what is up, guys? Bitcoin, crypto, the markets, stocks, AI, everything. They don't have another choice. Trump and team are going to have to just pour gasoline onto the fire if they want to have any chance of winning the midterm elections. Oh, they're going to pump it Reagan style, baby. Reagan style. To the moon. We got that to cover. What the Bitcoin charts are doing today. ETH BTC breakout underway. We got a lot of stock news. We got like Oracle and Rocket Labs, and man, we got all kinds of stuff to talk about. It's going to be a good episode, a lot of fun. We're going to jump into this course. It is Christmas week, obviously. We're going to have a few quiet streams, I imagine, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Friday, no stream. That's Boxing Day. What about Christmas? Thursday, also no stream. Been no streams on Thursday and Friday this week. Got to take off Boxing Day too. If you're an American, you have no idea what Boxing Day is. It's the day after Christmas. It's also a holiday. Anyway, yo, what up, Hamza? Up in Kuwait, just down the coastline, man. How you doing? You guys getting any rain over there in the winter? We got some rain here the other day. It's pretty cool. Rain in Dubai. Anyway, we are getting off topic here. We're going to be answering your questions second half of the stream. Make sure you stick around for the good times. Let's go. So, first and foremost, DSAX. Just thought of that, man. DSAX. All right. Anyway, David, look, says Larry Kudlow is right. That statement feels wrong coming out of my mouth. Anyway, said inflation's coming down, interest rates are coming down, tax cuts are coming in 2026. These are the conditions for a Reagan-like economic boom. Just as important, we have an AI investment. He said the super cycle word. Just call it a cycle, DSAX, okay? We don't need to call it a super cycle. Can it just be a cycle? Can we leave the super out of it? That gets us in trouble every damn time. Anyway, AI investment super cycle driving an extra 2% of GDP growth. Democrats like Bernie Sanders have figured this out, so they're doing everything they can to sabotage the infrastructure build-out. Republicans should not be gassed about this. Of the climate change, most of the concerns have been amplified to a hoax level. The Reagan pump is coming, baby. Jesse Eccles, only one path for Trump to win the midterms. Pour gasoline on the economy and pump it as hot as he possibly can. U.S. consumer sentiment, as a response to this from Kabezi letter. U.S. consumer sentiment assessment, current economic conditions have declined to 50.4 points, the lowest level on record. U.S. consumer sentiment right now, worse than 9/11, worse than the global financial crash, worse than fucking COVID. You might think, is I don't know, a bunch of planes crashing into the towers full of COVID infected people, taking down the entire global financial system, setting off the CDO swap nightmare? No, none of that shit's happening. People are just feeling pessimistic because AI is taking everybody's jobs, man. Look, there are real problems in the real economy. If Trump pulls off everything he's trying to pull off and gets all the investment in the hot jobs and the data center jobs and the tax breaks and all that stuff, that sentiment may turn around real fast. And by the way, this is the kind of sentiment that marks the bottom. Okay, people get more pessimistic around bottoms, right? But these are the kind of sentiment readings that usually mark bottoms or very damn near to them. Okay, so that means manufacturing could break out next year and all kinds of exciting stuff. Okay, fall down soon. Call it a bear market, still to go up. Yo, what's up? Checking in from Queensland, Australia. What is up? What is up? Nice to see you. The weekly time frame on the RSI. Garrett Bullish says the RSI of Bitcoin versus the NASDAQ 100 is becoming extremely oversold. When the RSI drops below 30, it's time for BTC to enter a major bull run. Interesting. I dig it. All the pages are refreshing here. Bitcoin super decoupled right now from global liquidity. It's Mario Nafal posting this. It's either the opportunity of a lifetime or the end of all things. There is no in between. Yeah, we are wildly decoupled. Really, it started sort of July, September. We started decoupling, but the decoupling was kind of like, it's minor. We'll probably catch up. And then 10-10 happened. It's like, oh no, it's over. It's over for all times. Crypto at some point will start catching a bid, guys. Or everyone's done with it forever and we're all just going to buy data center stocks and retire. Sminton posted this one. Of course, we've been talking about this nonstop for like the last year. Okay. Says, still wondering why we're stuck in a crab crawl, still second guessing your decision to hold Bitcoin, still concerned the 4-year cycles are broken. You don't need to look any farther than this. Halvings don't create Bitcoin bubbles. The business cycle does, and they don't follow strict 4-year cycles. This is the ISM PMI manufacturing. Hasn't broken out. Been under 50 basically for 3 fucking years. The longest contraction of the business cycle in recorded fucking history. Okay? When this sucker breaks out, it could actually lead to one of the longest expansions in history, or at least a regular expansion. Either way, it should mark the top of the markets when it finally tops out, man. KG Crypto, I saw your video on SpaceX. You didn't mention the mission to the moon in February. I did not. Was not aware of that. Gosh darn, you can't catch every detail. That's fucking awesome, man. To the moon, literally, for SpaceX and Elon. Oh, so cool. So I'm so glad we're going back to space, man. So cool. I can't wait until there's cities on Mars. I just hope that my kids do not decide to move to Mars. Earth is nice. Okay, just go to London or something like that. Scratch the itch if you got to go to some place that, you know, is weird. I love London, just jokes aside. But no, anyway, got kids. Don't let your kids go. Okay, don't let your kids go to Mars, everybody. Let the robots do that jobs. Anyway, continuing. I agree with what Spinton's saying here, okay? It's only a matter of time. Continuing. Okay, this one here from Elja Boom. This is one of the signals always pay attention to. Every time Bitcoin's standard deviation drops to -2 or lower, it's historically marked a major bottom. We're sitting in that zone again. This time different, or this time the same? Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Stochastic RSI from BTC Analyst, AOBTC Analyst. The last 3 times stochastic RSI on the US 10-year and the Chinese 10-year made a bullish crossover. A Bitcoin bull run followed, and it's happening again. Hot take from John. 2026 will be the Armageddon for Bitcoin. This was just a taste. The hors d'oeuvres of destruction. Oh, it's going to get bad. It's going to get so bad, guys. It's a very, John, the charts, the 4-year cycle, 50-week EMA, monthly MACD, all that stuff confirms exactly what you're saying. I'm giving the counter narrative here because fuck it, why not? Let's have some hopium, right? The bear case is depressing. Anyway, if 2026 is an Armageddon for Bitcoin, I guess I'm buying more, apparently. Be funny, of course. 4-year cycle just plays out again. But I have my doubts. My money is placed with the doubt in mind. Hope I'm not terribly wrong again. Don't fight the Fed, guys. The Fed's easing. By believing the 4-year cycle is going to play out exactly, you're fighting the Fed. And there is a chance that crypto, Bitcoin, the whole crypto market goes into its own unique little horrific bear market, Armageddon-like scenario. Everything just goes to the depths of hell, while at the same time, stocks just rip the entire year. S&P 500's up like 20% next year. All those data center stocks just... And crypto. All we need for Christmas is QE. Not asking for much, Santa Claus. Just give me some good old-fashioned quantitative easing, baby. DeFi Ignis posts this. Wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin pump to $96,000 in 5 days. December 26th, the largest Bitcoin options expiry day, $93.8 billion on Deribit alone. Most open interest is around $96,000. At that level, most options expire worthless. Option sellers, mainly market makers and large desks, benefit there. As expiry approaches, they're hedging a position, calling can pull price toward that level. Please do some crime here. Price of Bitcoin currently. We're back to one of the most important damn levels again. Look at this. So, guys, okay. Against all rationality, I put in a small long on BTC as it was going into the resistance of the 20-day EMA. But we're at the 20-day EMA. We're at the downtrend line. Okay, if we can put in a daily close at like 90,000, 90,500, you have to understand how relatively significant that move would be, because this downtrend line right here has been in effect since the top on October 6th. Okay. Lark, was this a left translated cycle? I think we should have cashed out. If it was left translated cycle, it topped in for altcoins, it kind of was, which means we're probably nearer to the bottom. We got a chart for that in a second, too. For altcoins, it kind of was a left translated cycle. They all mostly topped out in December, January last year. Some like Zcash and stuff had their pumps, and there's some new things that are pumping, but for the most part, they're pretty rough. Anyway, it's an interesting thought. Google Play has moved out nicely. Thanks for the heads up about Buffett. You are welcome. You're welcome. Don't fade Buffett, man. I guess that's just the maximum investing. Anyway, if we break out above this line right here, could be a very interesting play, at least up to the top of the bear flag, which is around $97,000, which, remember, we just talked about the $96,000 options expiry. These would not be crazy things to see. Now, the real test is getting us back above $100,000. Above $100,000, you take out the 50-week, you take out the 200-day, okay? And you say, screw you, bears. Screw you. Not today. Not today. We're a ways away from that, so let's not get too cocky yet. The bears are still in charge of the market as long as we are under $100,000 BTC. Okay, let's watch for this daily close. Now, if you're going to get rejected anywhere, you are going to get rejected right effing here, okay? But if we break out here, current trades, Bitcoin, like I said, these are very small positions. Okay, we're losing a very small amount of money if these get stopped out. Unrealized profits, a few $100 on each of these. Is for Bitcoin and for Solana. Solana's moving a bit slower the past few days. I'm going to join trading over on BitUnix. Link down below. You can, of course, long the rips, short the dips. They got the liquidity you want. They got the trades you want. Bitcoin, XRP, Solana, whatever you guys want to trade, dog coins. They got you covered, okay? And there's never been a better time to sign up. By the way, it's to be able to anyone, anywhere. That's you. You can trade over on BitUnix, okay? Put in $1,000, get back 200. Put in 2,000, get back 400. And they got like whale bonuses up to like 50K. You get $5,000 back. It's absolutely crazy. Link down below. Go check it out. All these magical lines can be missed, just astrology for dudes. Well, kind of like that. But then you look back at all the charts and it's like, actually it plays out. Astrology for dudes is a bad way to put technical analysis. Technical analysis is more like poker. It's statistical odds playing out. Okay? That's what it is. Poker's not astrology for men, is it? No, it's a game. Trading is very similar, okay? Human emotions, all that kind of stuff playing out on the charts. Certain moves have certain statistical odds of happening, okay? Anyway. Full list. It's been 10 weeks since 1010. Body's still flowing to the surface. ABC, which was 25% of hyperliquid volume, lost 75% of their portfolio. Syntarb, $20 million loss. Selene Capital, $60 million loss. Wintermute took a huge hit. Exact figures unknown, but they've been selling inventory nonstop to cover losses. We are probably nearing the end of this. Okay, or at least much closer to it. Some estimates suggest up to 30% of all market maker funds active in crypto are wiped out in 1010. Think about that for a second. Maybe some time till that changes. Crypto liquidity is broken. Currently, it is. Arthur Hayes says we are selling our Ethereum and we are buying shit coins. Let's go. Let's go, Arthur, to the moon. Tom Lee and Fundstrat coming under a bit of fire over the weekend, according to these guys. 4AB. Tom Lee's Fundstrat stated in its latest 2026 cryptocurrency strategy advice to internal clients that a significant correction is expected in the first half of the year, completely contradicting Tom Lee's public statements. The internal report sets target prices, and this is not from Tom Lee, it's from another strategist, just to be clear. The internal report sets target price of BTC at 60, 65K, ETH at 1,800 to 2,000, Solana at 50 to 75. I'm going to buy so much Solana at $50. Let's go. Let's do it. Do it, guys. Come on. Give me Solana at $50. Anyway, this comes just moments after Tom Lee stated Binance weeks Ethereum at $3,000 is severely undervalued. Apparently, to be even more severely undervalued if it go down to $1,800. Oh, boy. I know how it is. Anyway. Hey, Lammy Lark, I joined the inner circle last week. Great family. Everyone looks out for each other. Thanks. Merry Christmas. Remember to hydrate over the festive. Remember to hydrate. Yes. Welcome to the inner circle. That's our Discord group, by the way, guys. It's awesome. We're super excited to have you in there, man. That's cool. We got such a great community in there. I'm so proud of everything we got going on there. It's awesome. Welcome. Anyway, ETH, 2 weeks to cast the car size, approaching the bottom zone. Either local bottom is in or it could happen in 1 to 2 weeks. Good. Excellent. Excellent. ETH here currently sitting at the 20-day EMA. Again, if we're going to reject it anywhere, we're going to reject it right there. Plus, we have the downtrend line coming up at around 3150. What ETH needs to do? Daily close above $3,200. That takes out, of course, the 20-day. It takes out the downtrend line, and it takes out the 50-day at the same time. That is positive momentum. Until then, bears are running the show. Okay. ETH BTC. This is from Polaris XBT. Very plausible scenarios move toward QE next year. Crypto rarely waits for confirmation. Markets tend to front run major crypto shifts. We're already seeing a breakout in ETH BTC level. And again, my sales target is 0.05. I'll exit my ETH position and go back into Bitcoin at that scenario. Okay. Beautiful chart here, actually. This is actually pretty hot. Have a look at this bad boy. Okay. You can see right here, beautiful downtrend since we topped out on ETH digital asset treasury mania hype in late August. Been on a steady downtrend versus Bitcoin. Then something happened right here, okay? On the 3rd of December, we broke the downtrend. Now, we had a big move up and a big move right back down to retest the downtrend line, currently trying to move back up. This could be the setup for a new major move for ETH BTC. With ETH leading the charge, BTC can do stuff too, but if ETH leads the charge, that's a really good indicator for altcoin strength going to Q1, despite of what everybody thinks right now. Okay, Weimar, this chart's crazy, man. Really, it is, because either we are at the end of a horrific multi-year bear market for altcoins, and they're about to catch some kind of bid. And most of them don't deserve to catch any bid. Let's be clear about that, but they're about to catch some kind of bid, or we are about to lose this support line that is essentially the support line that has existed since altcoins have existed. Okay? No, really. Think about it. Altcoins have essentially only really came out in any sort of meaningful way when XRP and stuff like them, ETH started pumping late 2016 and 2017. This is the line of lines right here. And we are back testing that line. Okay. If we lose that line, it's a low on altcoins. It's so unbelievable. Anyway, if we bounce here as we bounced 2 times previously, then gosh darn it, these things are going to F and rip. Okay. 2026 is the melt up. I agree. The crash will be a 1929 style crash. Probably. Going to short the F out of MicroStrategy when that happens. I don't think Sailor doesn't go bankrupt, man. Sailor doesn't go bankrupt, honestly. But it's still probably a decent short in that scenario. But a lot of things will be good shorts in that scenario, not just MicroStrategy. Anyway, I agree on the 2026 melt-up scenario. And the next bear market's probably going to be effing rough. Or we're in a 10-year bull market. And we've just started recently. And we got years to go. And there'll be a lot of bullshit along the way. Feels hard to say that when valuations and charts have been so pumped up, especially across the AI stocks and stuff like that. But anyway, look at this. There's your hopium, okay? He's got this running to 28, by the way. Be crazy if we had a 2-year bull market for crypto. Can we dream to dream again? Anyway, macro CRG. Better get through these. Solana just confirmed 3-day bull div. These are rare. Okay. Here we go. Sitting right on the line right now, man. 126. Solana's been weak recently. It's coming up to the downtrend line right here in the 20-day EMA. Solana needs a daily close at about 132, 133. Then we break the downtrend. Okay. Until then, F and bears are in control of our buddy here. Hey, by the way, we released this report on Solana. Charles from Cardano. The Cardano thing here. This is midnight. We released this report back here on the 12th of December. Now, Jesse, of course, who writes our reports, he's like, nah, Knight, this is very interesting. I see what Charles has been doing while they've been ignoring Cardano for years. Oh. It's almost the day to buy again. Did you hear Lark flirting with I should have bought more stocks? I always feel like I should have bought more stocks. That's the same thing I've been thinking for years. It's not a new thought. Anyway, We had this full report. Of course, if you are joining our Inner Circle Discord, you're going to get these kind of reports every single week. But this broke down, of course, what is Midnight, the ecosystem partnerships, red flags, green flags, all kind of stuff. It's a great report. Great report diving into tokenomics, everything, of course, that they're planning to do here, the different phases that are planned out through 2026 and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, as he said, Midnight is Cardano's bet. The privacy needs both principled and practical. Okay. Not a black box, not an afterthought, just part of the contract. And of course, I love this contradiction. The ecosystem is shaping up, the messaging is sober, the architecture choices make sense for builders who want control. Been ripping, man. This report came out, by the way, Friday, December 12th, when Monite was at 4.5 cents. Just FYI. Did I buy? No, I did not. But somebody bought. I know some of you guys have been on a night since the early moves here, but it's been absolutely having a fantastic uptrend here, as you can see. Now, it has got a bit overextended in the last few days, so I'd not be surprised to see a pullback to that trend line around 8 cents or so, but people are loving it, man. People are loving it. People are loving the new Beard Coin 2.0. Dark mode. Nice. Anyway, it's an interesting one. Definitely one to keep an eye on if you're a Cardano fan, you're a Charles fan. They are obviously starting to meme this into reality here. Okay, gosh darn it. Silver went up like crazy. Of course, a new all-time high around 69 bucks or something like that. It's been absolutely nuts. We all should have bought silver, apparently, and not Bitcoin this year. Jeez Louise. Market Stats posted this. Today is the quad. This is on for Friday. Friday is quad witching day. S&P 500 is close to an all-time high. When the S&P 500 was within 3% of an all-time high, and a quad witching day, it went up 9 out of the 10 times 4 days later. Markets open up in the U.S. in 3 hours. Are we going to see it happen again, guys? Let's go. SPX closed like that on Friday, retaking the 20-day EMA. Oh, man, let's see, huh? Let's see. Is this just going to be another, little blip down here, or are we actually going to get some momentum here and start seeing this bad boy pumping? Of course, we've mentioned a couple times you're not joined up to the Inner Circle Discord yet. You got to check it out. Link down below. It's the community you've been looking for. Me, my team, our great community. We got your back. You're going to get a free trading course. It's not free, actually. It's $299, but you'll get access to it for free when you sign up. Weekly altcoin reports like that Midnight report. Weekly stock reports. We shared the Rocket Lab example the other day for you. Regular trading setups, long positions, short positions, metals, stocks, crypto. $50 a month. It's an insane deal. The value gets absolutely nuts, and we haven't even gone over all stuff. We have Twitter feeds. We have a DeFi token sniffer bot and meme coin calls. And some of the guys on the meme coin calls have been making like 4 or 5x already this week. It's been nuts. Anyway, meme trenches are back, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. Anyway, you'll get a 7-day free trial. Link down below. Go check it out. So we got to get into stock news, guys. We're running out of time here. Okay, let's go. Oracle surges 6.4% after hours on TickTick US acquisition deal. That's partly it's a joint venture by American investors, Oracle, Silver Lake, and Abu Dhabi-based MGX to collectively own 45% of TikTok U.S. operations. Oracle went up on the news after being down 50%. Don't fade Larry, apparently, but it's still in a big fat downtrend and it's still trading under the key EMAs. They still have $100 billion in debt. So there's that. FYI. Palantir. Evil prevails. Evil prevails. It's one of the reasons I never really wanted to buy Palantir. I know it's a big AI company and stuff. Just something always sat wrong. It's like buying a tobacco company, you know? Like, we all love cigarettes. They're fantastic, but fuck. What are you buying, guys? Just go buy like a nice robotics company or something, man. It's renewable. I don't even know. Anyway, Palantir, the literal eye of Sauron. You know, the Palantirs, by the way, in case you haven't read The Lord of the Rings, there's the evil guys. And the evil guys use these magical crystal ball orb things to communicate with each other. And these bees all-seeing eyes used by the evil empire, or the Sauron's evil whatever. That's what Alex Karp decided to name his company after. Gives you, again, evil prevails. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. Jokes aside. WTF happened to Aave? Did something happen to Aave? What happened to Aave? Give me more details, man. Anyway, you can see here Price trying to break out beyond this box here, which is basically where the resistance has been. We did have a little move above resistance here on the 3rd of November, but that came back down pretty quickly. So my guess be a breakout here. This thing could be pushing up to new all-time highs. Okay. Cold-blooded Shilla. You might look at Rivian as too pumped to enter, but you're missing the big picture. This is the ignition signal. Okay, Rivian versus Robinhood stocks. Rivian bottoming out. You are here on the equivalent for a Robinhood-like trade. Rivian's got all these, AI chips and stuff like that. And, they've been doing stuff, man. They've not disappeared. I know back in 22, 23, like everyone's like, Rivian's going to go bankrupt and it's going to go to zero. Well, here we are. Here we are. They're breaking out. Are people just memeing this into reality? But we've actually mentioned about this back here. Remember around 15, 16 bucks. Remember we were talking about a couple weeks ago, back when it was at either this 20-day EMA or this 20-day EMA retest. Is basically saying, watch for this breakout, guys, because people are talking about it. It's in a solid uptrend. Watch for the breakout. Well, breakouts happened. We're now up at 22 bucks. There you go. Whale sold his Aave bag, crashing at 10%. I don't even understand why whales do this. Like maybe they were shorting. That was probably it. They were probably shorting somewhere. They crashed the price 10%. They have a 10x short going at the same time. So they dump on chain, short on Bybit or Binance or whatever, and cash in a whole shit ton of money. It's some whale games, man. Anyway, c'est la vie. That happens. Probably an opportunity if you're an Aave fan. Rivian is trash. It's only a matter of time. It sure as hell ain't no Tesla. Okay, I don't own Rivian, but I can see the trade here. You got to look at these things a bit more agnostically. It doesn't really matter what Rivian's cars are doing. What matters is that the market is memeing a pump into reality, like they did with Duolingo when it went from, or it wasn't Duolingo, it was Beyond Meat, right? People started pumping up Beyond Meat. It went from 50 cents to $7 and then back down to $1 like 3 days later. These sort of meme pumps can happen. Rivian's got a bit more going on in the background. I haven't done a deep dive on them recently, but I have been reading a bit about them. From a commentator on Coin Market Cap, Aave is down 25% since its founder decided to do a hostile takeover of the product protocol. Interesting. Well, as long as it's aligned to the long-term success, people probably would better off the founders doing hostile takeovers. Anyway, got a couple more stories, and then we're going to finish up. Take your questions. Rocket Lab's been awarded an $805 million contract to build 18 satellites for SDA's tracking layer Tranche 3. You have like Elon Musk and stuff starting to engage with their posts. Rocket Labs to the moon. This thing is absolutely pumping after that 20-day EMA retest right here. Woo! Should have bought more. I got a decent sized position, but should have bought more, Lark. Should have bought more. Actually bought a bunch. I don't remember exactly when, but it's back here sort of in April. So I got I don't know, 20, 25 bucks or something like that. And added a bit more in here as well. And a little bit route down here at this 20-day EMA retest. But that was like, an extra 5% of my bag or something like that. Bullish on space. Of course, everyone's pumping space right now. So the space trade's probably getting a bit extended, but might keep moving as we see the SpaceX IPO coming. Other stuff like Lunar, this is Intuitive Machines up absolutely ripping the other day. I mean, these are huge gains for single day stock action price, right? This is up like 40% in a day. Like it's silly stuff, guys. These are crazy moves. Tesla still teasing us with that breakout. Pre-market is putting it right back at the line. When we break above this orange line, we probably see Tesla reprice up to like $600 or something, which I know is not the biggest trade in the world, but it's a 20%, 20% is 20%, guys. Come on. If that plays out, what, you want to take your money and throw it into another fucking, dog coming you coin? Yeah. Anyway. Let's do some questions, guys. And hydrate. Hydrate most importantly, okay? Are we even sure space is real anymore? What's it? Project Bluebeam. We did a great video about this the other day on the Endgame channel. It's my AI channel where we talk about the end of the world, the final stages of collapse. It's awesome. I love it. It gives me something to do. It's like a hobby. Anyway, besides the point. The space threat They're going to weaponize space, guys. They're going to use it as a complete control grid for the planet. They're going to use a fake alien threat. They've been spreading the seeds for a while. They'll use the AI to make everybody believe the aliens are real, and then they'll take total control. Nope. No Swiss water today. We just got some dirty French water, some Perrier. Surprised we didn't dump after the Japan rate hikes. It was priced in. Everybody knew it was coming. Again, back in August of last year when the Japan rate hikes crashed the market, it was August. Liquidity was super low across markets because everybody's on the Amalfi Coast or wherever the hell people go and they're hanging out. And it was a surprise. People were not expecting that. So markets dumped. Then you saw this. Oh, where's the hat? Thank you. Thank you, MJ258. Yes, get the hat, get the red light hat on. It's not a tinfoil hat, but it's the next best thing. Anyway, you saw the chart going around like, oh, every time there's a Japanese rate cut, Bitcoin dumps 30% or whatever. Yeah, but you're conflating things because back in January when we had a rate cut for the Bank of Japan, nobody was talking about it because it didn't matter because one, it was already priced in. Markets knew it was coming. It was expected to happen, just like this one was. But what dumped markets was not the Bank of Japan. It was Trump and the tariff stuff. Anyway, the red candle hat. Ha, 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 ha. Long live the smoking chicken fish. Oh, boy. Lark's hat should have its own YouTube channel. I'm shocked the 10-year bond didn't go above 4.2%. Fake alien invasion. Lark, did Canto fold and die as one of those coins? It looks like it went to zero on my token list. Easy come, easy go. Canto. The heck, that was like, there was some guy on Twitter who was like, Canto is going to be the next big thing. And everybody started pumping it for a few days. That's back like 23 or something. God, I have no idea, man. I haven't heard anything about that one in a long time. I'm doing a water fast until Bitcoin hits an all-time high. Hoping for only 30 days. My man, any water recommendations? Aquapana, it's great. It's good stuff right there. Okay, Italian water. It's very fancy. Japan said they're unlikely to raise rates again, which is good news. Also very good news. My man. Baby Genius, what's up? Rebalancing the last few hours. Excited to hear your thoughts. Am I late? You're not late. We're in Q&A session. If you got a good question, do let me know. Tom Lee finally got bearish on ETH. It wasn't Tom Lee actually saying that. It was one of his other research people. They got to all sit down and talk about it together, right? The fact they're internally saying, like, ETH's going to 1,800, and Tom Lee's like, it's super undervalued, it's going to 15K. Anyway. Sounds like James Cameron's Terminator from 1984 is playing out right now. Well, there's that old saying, a lot of the science fiction eventually ends up becoming science fact. Loving your videos, trying to stay optimistic. I really want to have a strong 2026 where we see all-time highs and Bitcoin sold and break them. Thoughts? Do you agree we'll see highs soon? Well, like I said, right now, the bears are in control of the market. Until we get decisively over 100K, it's hard to say we're so back. You got to be careful, right? Especially on the move up to 100K. I think we have the 100K retest at the very minimum. So that'll be the bearish underside retest of the 50-week, which will be the kiss to death, the massive rejection, prices go to hell after that. So that'd be your chance to get out. The flip side is if we retake that and get a weekly close like 102, 103, 104, could be enough to say that we are back and we are going to go into highs and that all the macro stuff, the Fed easing again, don't fight the Fed. The Fed's gone from a tightening cycle, which happened at the end of 21, early 22, when everything started to fall to pieces because the Fed was pulling liquidity out of the system, to the exact opposite now. Tightening has ended, easing has started. The Fed's buying back $40 billion a month in short-term treasury bills. That is bullish as fuck, okay? A lot of other banks around the world are doing the same, lowering interest rates. Interest rates continue to go down in the USA as well. So all this stuff's happening. Massive infrastructure investment, going to bring good jobs, going to get the manufacturing cycle sparked up, going to send copper flying, all of which says that the ISM PMI for manufacturing should break out in 2026. And we'll have at the very least a standard 1-year run before it peaks. Or perhaps because we just exited the longest contraction in history, we'll have the longest expansion in history. Okay, Trump wants his Reagan moment. He's going to do everything possible. Consequences be damned for the next guy. They're going to do everything possible to try and have that happen. Will he do it? I don't know, but they're certainly gunning for it. Yeah, I think a lot of the tax loss harvesting's probably already happened running up to the next few days. I mean, you'll have some quieter liquidity days and volume days just because it's Christmas. A lot of people are going to have to dial out and be doing a bit less work. Epstein spelt backwards is Satoshi. We actually have a video coming out on the Epstein Satoshi connection. Stay tuned. From bull rally to praying for a relief rally. This will be remembered. It's been quite the market shock, right? It's been quite the market shock recently. 1010 really screwed things up. I think we'd be a lot higher if it wasn't for 1010. I don't think that's very controversial to say. I mean, look, altcoins, of course, wrecked. Still would have been wrecked. But Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana probably would have been faring a lot better had we had not had 1010 happen. We did have 1010 happen, and that just wrecked liquidity for the market. Like I said, when it happened, though, look for about 90 days post-crash. That's about how long it takes for market makers to smash the books and recoup some of their losses and all that kind of shit. Well, we're nearing the 90-day window, okay? We're 3 weeks away. So will we see that play out? I don't know. But we're heading in that direction. The thing is, right now, under the 50-week, under the 200-day, these are bearish market conditions, okay? Are we having attempts to break out from downtrends right now? Yes, and that's very interesting. We need to be watching that. But the problem with any downtrend breakout is they have to smash through all these levels of resistance, okay? 100K being the big one for BTC, which could ignite the whole market if we get that to happen. Still holding marathon for some reason, yes. For some reason, yes. Been DCAing into it. I have not been. I just kind of bought a bag a while ago. It's underwater and it's just kind of sitting there. Thoughts on Subsquid? It's one of the positions that I sold. I don't know, what was that? A couple months ago. One of the positions I sold for about break even. Took it and put it into some other stuff. I think they've got some pretty good potential for an AI agent-based run when it comes. So I'd pay attention to it. But currently, I do not have a bag. And I don't know. Maybe I'll pick a bag back up at some point. Maybe not. We'll see. I just don't want to have too many altcoins in my bag, to be honest. I feel like I'm better off just having fewer. This being moved into an alternative investing narrative for about a year now. 15 coins in the top 50 all down. Could a person hold, sell, reallocate? I have real estate and stocks as well. I mean, look, I don't know what your bags are, man. It's been a weird year for crypto. Like the others BTC chart is showing, we're probably nearer to a bottom. Or if we're not near to a bottom for altcoins, they are going to absolute Armageddon, and you're going to lose probably all your money. Okay? Otherwise, we bounce, and Q1, Q2 actually ends up being relatively bullish for crypto. And remember to take your profits if that does happen. So I don't know what you're reallocating from. Whether you want to hold or not, of course, it comes down to you. Are you in profit? Are you in horrific losses? Do you think the coins that you are holding are going to come back or not? It's a very complicated question. Selling, if you sell, what are you selling for? Now, there's a case you made for, if you have big profits on your hands from something else, you've got some shit coin that's gone down a lot, and you may not think, okay, maybe this is not going to come back. Maybe you take the L on that. Do the tax loss harvest. Could work out in your favor. Fingers crossed for a good 2026. That's right. When Moon, when Lambo. Oh, Satoshi! Satoshi, deliver us. Oh boy. Anyway. Sold most of my bags for like a 70% loss this weekend. Not sure if I capitulated, reallocated, or tax loss harvested. Depends what you did with the money, I guess. I suppose at least you had some nice gains elsewhere from stocks or something. You can at least use that to offset the tax burden you might have to pay on that. So make sure you're checking into tax loss harvesting if you are doing that there. I have heard of ZBCM, but I don't know very much about it, to be honest. You guys have asked about it before, but one of those coins, I don't know. Never really paid much attention to it. Lark, the deep pockets only need to go up 3 to 5% to make good money, while we're down here hoping for a 10x. Yeah, well, this is the thing, is the 10x on Bitcoin will come, but not for like 10 years. But the 10x in your altcoins, if we get the others BTC to bounce, they can come. They can come. But we have been beaten down. They don't want you to believe anymore. They don't want you to dream anymore. They don't want you to be hopeful. They want you to believe it's the end of all things. Hit up the like button. Yes. Yes. Lark, how do you do a tax return? We've done about 1,000 transactions and swaps. Can't remember any of them. Move to Dubai. No, jokes aside. No, but seriously, move to Dubai. Anyway, no jokes aside. Look, you need to get crypto tax software. Very simply, get some crypto tax software. There's a lot of great stuff out there. Coin Tracker, Coinly, crypto tax calculators, a lot of good. Just choose your poison, grab one, and then you'll connect your address to it. You'll connect your exchanges to it, and it's going to put everything there for you. You don't have to go through all the manual stuff. It'll check the blockchain for you. It'll check your exchange CSV files and stuff like that. So it'll take care of all the hard work. And I don't know, they're cheap, man. $50 a year or something, whatever. You know, it's well worth the money, honestly. Is for the pump fund version of BNB. I feel like they've tried to make the version of something on BNB for everything, and none of it's really taken off in a massive way. I mean, back in 2021, BNB was like the hot place to be for a while. I mean, look, ETH too, obviously, but the Solana stuff was very, very early back then, and we had some nice pumps on some stuff, but like the Ethereum ecosystem, everything can pump, and then you have to pay $200 to use Uniswap. Is silly. And so people started going over to BNB, where it's cheap and easy to use, and there's a lot of cool stuff launching, and you know, there were some good times we had. But I feel like they've been trying to like force these narratives to happen, and they just haven't really taken off in a very meaningful way yet. Anyway, find the new fart coin. Amen. I found Coinly better than CoinLedger. Let's give it a shot. There you go. A few years ago, few people were tipping the gold run. I was ready for the gold run 2 years ago, and then I had to sell my damn gold for pay taxes in New Zealand. Enjoy it, New Zealand tax, man. I hope you choke on them. Anyway, it is what it is, guys. Leaving New Zealand was incredibly expensive. Incredibly expensive. But it was worth it. It was worth it. You know, I miss my home back in New Zealand sometimes, but man, not being screwed by taxes relentlessly. Oh, feels good, man. Feels good. How do you do a tax loss farm? Can you explain it as if you sell for a loss and then rebuy? Look, this is a very complicated question because I don't know where you live, right? And maybe your state's got, maybe you're in the US, but your state's got different laws. Maybe you're in the UK, maybe you're free. I have no idea. You got to really talk to a local tax person about these things, because certain places you can do tax loss harvesting, other places you can't do tax loss harvesting. But a lot of places will probably let you do tax loss harvesting on crypto. And basically the idea is, let's say you bought Dogcoin 97, and it's down 90% right now. And you put $10,000 in, you have a $9,000 loss. Well, you can use that $9,000 loss to offset gains that you might have made from a Solana long, for example. About Solana 100, you sold it to 200, you made $10,000, right? So you have, I don't know, well, let's say made $100,000 on that trade. And so you live in a place where they charge you 30% taxes, you owe $30,000 in taxes, you're going to be able to write off a decent chunk of the taxes you owe from that particular trade. And you know, Dogcoin 97 is not coming back. So yeah, but you should really, really talk to an accountant, a local accountant who actually knows crypto. That's going to be the best way, to be honest. Like, I can't give you tax advice, right? Especially since I don't think about it too much anymore. But no, really. But you should really talk to an accountant about it, somebody who knows crypto. That's the thing. You got to make sure they actually know what the fuck crypto is and how it works. And then they can help you with stuff like tax loss harvesting, all that sort of stuff. But also, if you sell and rebuy, there's rules around that too. Normally, you have to wait at least 30 days before you rebuy the same asset. So if you sell, let's say you have, Dogcoin 97. You sell Dogcoin 97 for a loss, 90%. You rebuy it in 5 days for the same price. That's not going to count. You need to wait at least like 30 days for most jurisdictions. Again, those times are different in different jurisdictions and stuff like that. So you really need to talk to an accountant in your jurisdiction who knows what the hell the deal is. But stuff like that comes into play too. Plus, there's funny areas like, well, can I just sell my Bitcoin for wrapped Bitcoin? Because you're going to tax me if I go from Bitcoin to wrapped Bitcoin because it's a different asset. But am I going to be able to tax loss harvest that? Or is it now an in-kind transaction when it comes to tax loss harvesting? Yeah, bastards. Taxmen. Anyway. New Zealand is beautiful. For the crusty, dusty desert. Well, Dubai is beautiful too. The desert's beautiful. Mountains are beautiful here. The ocean's beautiful. There's a lot of nice things about Dubai. I think people get overly pessimistic on Dubai for a variety of reasons, which I don't always. Sometimes I can, okay, it's a big city and it's a bit dusty and stuff like that. But, you know, New Zealand's very beautiful, very green. I love New Zealand, man. It's one of my favorite places in the world, without a doubt. Just not right for me and my family right now, for a variety of reasons. It's not just about tax. If it was just taxes, I don't think we would have moved. Okay. Taxes, of course, are a nice incentive to move to Dubai, but it's about being closer to family because none of our family was in Dubai anymore, in New Zealand anymore. And yeah, just a lot of different stuff, being more at the heart of the crypto industry and networking opportunities and safety and services and better medical system. Gosh, New Zealand's medical system is really falling apart right now because they just can't keep nurses and doctors. They all go to Australia and they can't bring in new ones because why, if you're like, I don't know, like, let's say you're from the Philippines and you want to go be a nurse somewhere, why the fuck would you go to New Zealand when you could just go to Australia and make 2 or 3 times as much money and have an easier visa process? There's issues in New Zealand, okay? Not all is perfect in the land of the long white cloud. And again, I love my home. I'm big New Zealand fan. It's just not right for us right now. Anyway, I do miss the mountains. I miss the greenery. I miss the nonstop wind of Wellington. Wellington, oh, what a city. So windy. If we ever move back to New Zealand, it's either going to be to Auckland, to the big city, or if we're like, I don't know, old, we'll move to Queenstown and just retire by the lake or something. It's a whole different story. Okay, 1 or 2 more here. Do you still like plasma? Never bought plasma. It was one of those ones we were kind of watching. You know, everybody's super excited about plasma and the whole stable coin trade. And I put some money in Athena, not into plasma. I lost a bunch of money on that too. That was fantastic. Anyway, say la vie. I think plasma has just been relentlessly knocked down. I feel like if you're going to look at plasma, why not look at stable, STBL? Got the Tether co-founder and stuff like that too. And there's some stuff going on there. Wash trading rules are getting strict in Australia as a tax offset. Yep. Got to watch it, man. Usually it's 30 days to make sure it's not a wash trade. We already talked about Cardano midnight a few minutes back, so go and check that out. We looked at the midnight chart. All right, again, we go back and check that out. Made 6% profit in 6 days. My man, congratulations. Believing Beard coin dark mode. Fantastic. I totally get getting out of New Zealand, as Canada has the same issues living next door to the USA. Communism, far more freedom. Dubai is of interest to me and my wife. Yeah, there's reasons. There's reasons, guys. I'd love to move my family to a different country. It seems it's such a big undertaking. If you make the wrong decision, you have to live with it for a very long time. Well, you know, do an expedition trip. You know, think about, okay, where's a country I could or would want to live in? You know, and it's hard depending on where you are from and what passports you currently have. But maybe you've got an EU passport. You can go anywhere in the EU, which makes your life pretty easy. Maybe you're, I don't know, Canadian, but your grandparents were British, or you can get a work visa to go to New Zealand or Australia or something like that. Whatever. Look into what your options might be and then say, you know what? We're taking a 1-month family trip. And don't stay in resorts. Try to stay in like normal places and normal neighborhoods. Get an Airbnb in a normal neighborhood and just see what life's like. Talk to people. You know, moving country feels like a big deal, and it is a big deal. Okay, I've moved country multiple times now in my life. It's definitely a big deal, but it's also not as big of a big deal as you probably think it is. Like, there's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, you got to pack everything, get the shipping company arranged, you get your visas and blah, blah, a bunch of paperwork to do. But at the end of the day, it's most just paperwork, and you get it figured out, and then you move countries, and then you're in another country. I do not hold any stable. Queenstown, my favorite place. Queenstown's beautiful, man. So beautiful. Also, issues in Australia, not a cost of living crisis, it's a cost of government crisis. Thoughts on Monad? Super hyped chain. We really don't need another layer 1 blockchain for any possible reason. I think that they're already seeing the reality of massively pumped up TGE, all the farmers, all the pumped up on-chain metrics due to everybody trying to farm the airdrop and stuff like that. Now they're in the proving ground. Can they actually get something to happen? We've had 20 layer 1 blockchains launched in the last 2 years. Most of them have almost nothing happening on them. Dubai is zero taxes. Well, yes and no. Dubai now has corporate tax of 9%. So if you have a business, you're going to have to pay 9% on taxes in your revenue. Okay. Personal tax is 0%. So your salary is taxed at 0%. Crypto tax is 0%. So if you sell, get capital gains in your crypto coins, 0%. No taxes paid. It's great. It's great. Been considering Vietnam for a year. Thailand, if you're thinking about Southeast Asia, Vietnam is great. I'm a big Vietnam fan. Great food, amazing people, all that kind of stuff. But if you're considering Southeast Asia, Bruce, think about Thailand, because they have, I think, zero taxes on crypto until 2029. Just saying. Just saying. No, Ravi, you don't. You do not pay tax on crypto trading income in Dubai. What are your thoughts on Monero? The best privacy coin out there. I'll just share this anecdote, and then we'll finish up. The founders of Zcash are meeting with the government committee to talk about whatever bullshit. Monero has a bounty out on it from the NSA or someone like that, which has been out for years and has never been claimed, because no one's ever broken Monero's fucking privacy tech. So on the one hand, you got Zcash guys being like, oh, hello, regulators. Can we hang out? Can we talk about privacy? And on the other hand, you have fucking Monero, which is like, fuck everybody. We're fucking private. Get fucked. Which one would you rather have? Anyway, you guys are awesome. I'll see you back tomorrow. Remember, only 2 more streams this week. No Thursday, no Friday, because it's Christmas week. This, guys. Merry Christmas. Get your shopping done. Get your trees up. Get your cookies baked. I'll see you back next time. Bye.